essential oils, as I mentioned, provide us with this physiological aspect that we've already discussed, but also a whole range of psychoaromatherapy and neurocosmetic aspects that will influence the person using that neurocosmetic. Psychoaromatherapy, as you know, is a use, we can say, of essential oils through inhalation that aims to enhance balance and boost different psychic and emotional aspects, even spiritual ones of the human being. Research shows us that this olfactory stimulation produces immediate changes in physiological parameters just through inhalation, like blood pressure, pulse rate, muscle tension, pupil dilation, and so on. It has even been observed how this can recently influence the skin's ability to retain moisture. Just imagining the inhalation of aromatic molecules has been shown to influence the quality of our skin, body temperature, blood flow, and electrodermal activity. All of that will be influenced by the inhalation of essential oils. The mechanism of action, I think you've already covered that in some other training. These signals are transmitted to the brain through the olfactory bulb and directed to different regions of the central nervous system, like the limbic system and the hypothalamus, among other areas of the brain. We see that a series of neurotransmitters like serotonin, GABA, and endorphins are produced there, which will have calming, stimulating, euphoric, and cognitive effects. They can help with concentration, attention to the body, blood pressure, and heart rate. Then also about the more primary emotions like joy, enthusiasm, mood, and the feeling of being safe and confident. All these aspects can be detected through the inhalation of essential oils. In fact, there are many studies that indicate that inhaling essential oils has benefits and impacts on people's psyche and emotions. For example, lavender, when used in a diffuser, can help us feel much more relaxed, more at ease, and reduce reaction time. Rosemary, for example, improves all performance tasks, alertness, and concentration. And it has also been shown to be one of the essential oils that reduces cortisol. Peppermint, for example, enhances alertness, while rosemary is more of an essential oil that helps us concentrate. Peppermint keeps us alert and maintains our state of wakefulness. Ylang ylang, on the other hand, increases calmness, extends reaction time, and acts as a sedative, almost an immediate tranquilizer. Lemon, for example, increases the synthesis of serotonin and dopamine in the prefrontal cortex and hippocampus after inhalation. In other words, there is a lot of scientific data that shows how essential oils are capable of generating neurotransmitters and activating the central nervous system. We even have essential oils that can have neuroprotective properties. For example, well, here are some of the ones I have listed for you, which you can find here. And all of these benefits on the central nervous system will also influence the quality of our skin, just like being relaxed. On vacation by the beach, super chill has benefits for our skin quality. We know this because we've experienced it. Our skin improves, psoriasis gets better, dermatitis improves. Everything gets better when we're relaxed due to this connection between the skin and the brain. But we can also achieve this through the application and inhalation of essential oils. We know perfectly well that we can't be in a relaxed and chill state all year round, but essential oils are a unique tool that helps us maintain that state. They are a great aid for managing our mood and reducing stress. In fact, stress and skin stress, the acute exposure to stressful stimuli, as I mentioned, leads to the activation of the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis. It has been shown that in the long term, when this stress persists and becomes what we could call chronic stress, it has harmful effects. This has been observed and detected, and it has also been seen to influence skin quality. One of the most important aspects that has been validated is that chronic stress induces the breakdown of the skin barrier, meaning it increases transepidermal water loss in the skin. So just imagine how extremely important it is to create innovative formulas to develop advanced cosmetics that can help us improve and reduce stress mediators such as cortisol and catecholamines in the skin, and thereby enhance skin hydration and ultimately strengthen the epidermal barrier. An example of this is a very interesting study where students during exam time were inhaling. I don't know if you've seen Bulgarian rose essential oil. It's a very valuable essential oil that is actually distilled in the Valley of Roses in Bulgaria. It's the Damask rose. And among its characteristic components, it has a high percentage of citronellol, geraniol, and a certain amount of nerol. So these students were infused with damask rose oil on the collar of their shirts so that they could inhale the aromatic molecules of the Bulgarian rose through normal breathing. As you know, it's a very valuable essential oil for its antidepressant benefits at the olfactory level. It's one of the most expensive essential oils out there, but it's also one of the most active essential oils as an antidepressant for the central nervous system. After applying the essential oil of damask rose, these students inhaled it, and what was observed was that by analyzing cortisol levels in the bloodstream and also in saliva, it was found that both plasma and salivary concentrations of glucocorticoids were inhibited by the inhalation of Bulgarian rose essential oil. This is something very important. Then the same students evaluated what had happened to their skin, how it had influenced the level of hydration, and it was found that all this transepidermal water loss, which had been exacerbated by being in conditions of chronic stress during exam time, was actually inhibited by inhaling Bulgarian rose essential oil. It was observed that the students, compared to the control group, showed improvements. That is, the transepidermal water loss in the skin was reduced in those who had inhaled Bulgarian rose or Amazon rose. So it was seen that Bulgarian rose really has neurocosmetic benefits, but through two pathways. Through inhalation, we already have benefits for skin hydration, such as improved moisture retention and elasticity. But when we apply it to the skin, besides its physiological benefits, as a great cellular regenerator, which helps in repairing and renewing skin cells, it also locally reduces cortisol levels in the skin, thereby potentially reducing stress-related skin issues and promoting a healthier skin barrier. So it's a very interesting study. It is believed that the inhalation of essential oils truly has neuromodulatory effects, can significantly enhance well-being. Some essential oils can enhance or inhibit the action of GABA, glutamate receptors, serotonin transporters, and serotonin receptors, like lavender, for example. It seems that the anxiolytic effects of lavender essential oil are due to the fact that its main monoterpenes, especially the ester acetates, actually act through two pathways on serotonin receptors, which leads to a higher level of circulating serotonin, in addition to the well-known effect it has through the GABAergic pathway, for example, bitter orange. Also seems to have antidepressant effects and appears to interact with serotonin receptors as well. Bergamot, for example, interacts with the GABA receptor, also exerting anxiolytic effects. These are three of the most well-known essential oils. act on the central nervous system. On the other hand, here you have an illustration that is quite interesting about essential oils, some essential oils that act on different pathways. We have essential oils that act on the GABAergic pathway, like lavender essential oil and rosemary essential oil. For the serotonergic pathway, we have oils like rosemary, sage, and Roman chamomile. They also act on the adrenal axis, where we find oils like frankincense, ylang-ylang, bergamot, neroli, sweet orange, geranium, and Bulgarian rose. All of these will influence the reduction of glucocorticoids blood pressure and will have direct effects on the level of circulating cortisol and also at the skin level. That is to say, there is already scientific data on all the effects on the different pathways in the central nervous system. On the other hand, a pretty interesting fact is that inhaling essential oils sometimes doesn't just influence olfactory receptors, but it's also been seen they can affect non-olfactory receptors as well. In olfactory receptors, normally they are expressed in olfactory tissue, but it has been found that the same receptors can also be expressed in non-olfactory tissues, such as in different parts of the body, including the skin. One example of this is the case of an olfactory receptor called ORT, which is expressed in the epidermis and is also found in the olfactory bulb. In the mapping of the olfactory bulb, there is also this olfactory receptor that is related to expression in the basal layer and is activated by santalol. The activation of this santalol is one of the aromatic molecules found in white sandalwood, and it seems that the activation of this receptor, which we find both in the olfactory bulb and in the skin, stimulates cell proliferation and migration and can improve wound healing. In other words, what's left to discover is vast, and aspects like finding receptors for such important aromatic molecules in different parts of the body open up a very broad field of research. It allows us to see that essential oils can act in a very profound way, both when we inhale them and get direct benefits on the central nervous system, as well as when we apply them through the skin. Specifically, this receptor has also been linked to hair growth. That is, Santalum album is actually an essential oil that can stimulate hair follicles and improve hair growth. It's one of the essential oils that should be included in formulas that help boost hair growth or also to stop hair loss.